Trump wants to ditch the Republicans and start his own Patriot Party after telling supporters his movement is just beginning, and GOP leaders including Mitch McConnell blamed him for the Capitol riot. Donald Trump has reportedly discussed forming a new political party called the Patriot Party after telling supporters the movement we started is just beginning in his farewell address to the nation. The outgoing president is said to have spoken with aides about the idea, the Wall Street Journal first reported. It is not known how serious he is in going ahead with the idea. Trump on Tuesday vowed to be a continued presence on the political stage, noting his movement is only just beginning now. As I prepare to hand power over to a new administration at noon on Wednesday, I want you to know that the movement we started is only just beginning, he said. But his vow to stay a force in politics could cause some Republicans to squirm. Trump divided Republicans among those who supported his isolationist agenda and those who disliked his harsh rhetoric. Mitch McConnell said Tuesday the outgoing president provoked the mega crowd who stormed the Capitol 2 weeks ago in his most outright denunciation of the president. The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president and other powerful people, the majority leader said in Senate floor remarks. The dramatic and unprompted intervention by the man who will be Republicans' most senior leader when Trump leaves office came with less than 24 hours of his presidency remaining. McConnell, who reportedly privately believes Trump committed impeachable offenses, has said he is undecided on whether he will convict Trump at his Senate trial but never wants to speak to the president again, the New York Times reports. Many Republicans want to see the outgoing president fade quietly away, but others fear his supporters, 74 million cast their ballot for Trump in November, could be an influence in the party's primaries for years to come. Trump gave a nod to his people Tuesday. Together with millions of hard-working patriots across this land, we built the greatest political movement in the history of our country, he said. His speech, which he videotaped Monday at the White House, was released at 4 p.m. Trump is scheduled to leave the White House Wednesday morning. He will not meet with his successor as he leaves and will not attend Biden's swearing-in ceremony. The outgoing president has eschewed the traditional trappings that come with a peaceful transfer of power. He did not host Biden at the White House for coffee after the election and will not greet him at front door ahead of the inauguration ceremony. Additionally, Biden arrived at Joint Base Andrews on Tuesday night on a chartered airplane instead of one of the distinctive blue and white Air Force jets that carry the call sign Air Force One when the current commander-in-chief is on board. Traditionally, presidents send such a plane to pick up their successor. McConnell and Chuck Schumer are waiting for Nancy Pelosi to send a single article of impeachment accusing Trump of incitement of insurrection to them, which will begin the Senate trial. McConnell and fellow Republican Kevin McCarthy, along with Democrats Pelosi and Schumer, will attend a Catholic service with Biden at St. Matthew's Church in downtown Washington, D.C. Wednesday, about 10 blocks from the White House, Punchbowl News reported. The Republicans' decision to spend the morning with Biden means they will miss Trump's military-style departure. Trump said Tuesday, "All Americans were horrified by the assault on our Capitol. Political violence is an attack on everything we cherish as Americans. It can never be tolerated." He made a reference to the coronavirus pandemic that has dominated the final year of his presidency, calling it the China virus as he has in the past. The United States surpassed 400,000 deaths from the virus on Tuesday. Trump also spoke about how fast a vaccine was discovered and touted the economic recovery he led, but only made a passing mention of the lives lost. When our nation was hit with the terrible pandemic, we produced not one, but 2 vaccines with record-breaking speed, and more will quickly follow. They said it couldn't be done, but we did it. They call it a medical miracle, and that's what they're calling it right now, a medical miracle, he said. Another administration would have taken 3, 4, 5, maybe even up to 10 years to develop a vaccine. We did in 9 months, he noted. Trump then mentioned the dead. "We grieve for every life lost, and we pledge in their memory to wipe out this horrible pandemic once and for all." He went on to say, "When the virus took its brutal toll on the world's economy, we launched the fastest economic recovery our country has ever seen. We passed nearly $4 trillion in economic relief, saved or supported over 50 million jobs, and slashed the unemployment rate in half. These are numbers that our country has never seen before. Trump also bragged that he began no new wars in his 4 years in the White House but made no mention of his successor Joe Biden by name. This week, we inaugurate a new administration and pray for its success in keeping America safe and prosperous, he says. We extend our best wishes, and we also want them to have luck, a very important word, he added. Trump started off his nearly 20-minute speech by summing up his 4 years in office. In short, we embarked on a mission to make America great again, for all Americans, he said. President Trump is leaving office with one of the lowest approval ratings of an outgoing commander-in-chief. His 34% approval in a Gallup poll released Monday is the lowest approval rating of his term, which featured previous dips during the clash in Charlottesville in 2017, arrests of associates in the Russia probe, and Trump's threats to rain fire and fury upon North Korea. The president, who soaked up polling information even as he regularly blasted public polls that partnered with major media organizations, never cracked 50%. He is the only president not to do so since Gallup started measuring presidential job approval in 1938 under FDR.